Hello everyone, and welcome to a clicker game called Spaceplan. Now this game I have heard is very similar to Cookie Clicker, and it allows you to... Basically it's a clicker game. If you've never seen these before, you basically start by clicking, and you're gonna gain watts, and that... Oh goodness, that is way too loud. Hold on. That's a lovely way to do it. Oh, that is lovely. I like that. I was going to edit that out, but actually that's a very lovely... This is a beautiful design. That is very pretty. Ah, interesting. There's like this whole thing loading up on the right here. This is a clicker with a story, apparently. Hello, Wiki Wiki. Let's get to work. Where are we? No idea. Systems are being difficult. Power's all messed up too. Sort it out? Use your kinetic generation button on the left side of the screen. The thing maker has power. Nice. Use it to build anything in our libraries. Searching the thing maker libraries. Loading, failed. This is just silly. It'll do. Potato library. Other libraries seem to be pretty corrupt. Get us some more power, please. Repair some solar panels and use the kinetogen. So we are repairing this thing over here. We are generating watts to repair whatever that is, and it is online. The idea lister. Idea lister is up and running. Use it to improve the things, improve your things with my lovely ideas. So mess with the kinetic generators internals for 3 watts per cycle. Okay, that costs 200 watts. So we can repair this solar panel for 17 watts, but let's get this thing up and running. I believe this is the view screen, so once we have clicked through this, we are going to be able to see the game itself. Lovely. Ah, bloody hell, that's that obnoxious boot up. Embarrassing. Software devs, eh? Well, there you go, all up and running. Build more things so we can work out exactly where we are. And there we are, that tiny little dot there circling this planet. So let's get some more watts up, and we can start buying solar panels, or repairing the solar panels we have. They need a bit of love. Works best in sunlight, 0.1 watts per second. And we just buy a couple of these, and each one is more expensive. Now we're generating 0.4 watts per second. Okay. Alright, let's keep clicking. Click, 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 click. So we've got clean solar powers on the right and kinetogen tweak on the right. So what do those do? Panels are covered in red rust. Clean them up for 3 watts per second. Mess with the kinetogen's generators internals for 3 watts per second. Or per cycle. I think that's this thing over here. So if we get that, each click will give us 3 instead of 1. Let's get a potato. Genetically modified for more power output. 1 whole watt per second. Excellent. So now we are up to 1.4 per second. But we're in the darkness, so these are not generating very much at all. Because we're in the darkness, so the shadow of the planet. So we're just going to keep clicking, and we're going to get some stuff up. And then once we get through, there we go, we're back in the light, and see that jumps back up to 1.4. So we are once again generating more electricity. Let's go ahead and clean our solar panels. That bumps that up quite a bit. Panels are looking presentable. 3 watts every 10 seconds. Excellent. So we've got some other stuff up here. Solar panels will produce 50% in shadow through ambient light. We don't need that right now. Polished solar panels. Get some Mr. Sheen up on those bad boys for 1 watt per second. But that costs 15,000 watts to get that up and running. So we are not there yet. Let's get another potato. And another solar panel. And this is the game. You just slowly build things up. So I'm definitely going to be doing cuts for this video, I think. You see, I'm learning how to do cuts. I'm learning how to edit videos. So this video is definitely going to be one that I'm going to edit slightly. So I'm going to cut parts out so we can get to the more interesting things faster. But see, there we go. We are already up to 10 solar panels. So that's giving us 1 watt per second out of those solar panels. And you can also see down here, we're getting 60% of our total power outage from these solar panels and 40% from these down here, the potatoes. So I think I'm going to click for a while. Let's get the Kinetogen tweak for better clicking. Now each click is 3, and I'm going to click for a while, and then we will buy some more things. Okay, now we've been clicking for a while, and we have enough to get this Probe-tato. Modified Spud for planetary harvesting, 8 watts per second, 1.5 times in free fall. So let's get one of those. And there we go. The little thing pops out of our ship and starts floating around, headed down towards the planet. Probe launched. Good night, sweet potato. And it is slowly falling down towards the planet. Just gonna buy a few more things. And down it goes, down it goes, down it goes, and it burned up in the atmosphere. The probe potato was lost, data was gained. Data is stored in the fact holder area on the top left. So, orbiting mass, we have no idea what we're orbiting. And we have probe potato launch data, 1 out of 3. So we're going to need to launch 3 of those probe potatoes to be able to advance the story, and figure out what the heck is going on here. We're basically probing the planet. So we almost have enough for us to launch another probe potato. So once we get up to that, we can launch that, and then we'll need to launch a third one as well. But for now, let's go ahead and launch the second one. And down it goes into the atmosphere. That is the second one down, and we now have enough to launch the third and final probe potato. And then once this guy crashes into the atmosphere, we will figure out what we are trying to figure out. So there we go. Probe launched. Challenger is a go. Oh my god. Oh, that's horrible. I love it. And the last one burned up in the atmosphere. Our probe potatoes are getting blocked in the thick atmosphere. Foil heat shield should keep them cozy. Check this idea lister. The probe potato was lost. So the idea lister, probe potato foil. Wrap them in foil to stop them burning. Perhaps add some Lee and parents? I don't know what that is. There we go. So now our probe potatoes are all going to be foil wrapped, and they will withstand the re-entry heat. And so they will be able to land on the planet and actually be generating us more electricity. Alright, so I will be back in a moment when we're going to launch our next probe potato. Here we go, we are warming up, and we have enough for the probe potato. Probe potato is a go, 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 launch. Launch the probe potato. It is trailing out behind us and making a mad dash towards the planet. And already that one probe potato is 40% of the energy we're generating. It's going to go down a little bit when it gets to the planet because it's generating more while it's in free fall. And now it is on the surface. Probe potato landed successfully. This place looks familiar. Get up more probes. Let's investigate. Alright, and so now that probe potato... I guess that's calculated before this is calculated. So that's giving us a whole 8 watts per second just with that one probe potato. Now we're in the shadow, so we are losing generation. So I think, do we want to get the solar ambience? Yeah, we should probably get that up sooner rather than later. But right now we can launch another probe potato, so let's do it. There goes another probe potato. And it is slowly cruising through the atmosphere. Oh, I wonder if that was... I don't think that's generated by light, so I think that's fine. I think it's generating its electricity. You can see our other probe potato down there at the bottom of the planet. And the second one has landed. Excellent. Okay. And we are ready for a third one. The third probe potato is go. We are still investigating. We can tell that the atmosphere is thick. The ship status is breezy, apparently, and we still have no idea about this mass. Oh, ooh. Things like sort of wobble around a little bit when you move the mouse. Interesting. Very interesting. But the third probe potato has landed. Excellent. We need more probes. More probe potatoes. Alright, guys. Let's give this... I'm going to let this run a little bit. We're going to just let this run for a little while. I might buy a few more things. But we're just going to let this tick up for a while, and we will be back once we have some more watts to spend. Alright, that has been running for a while, and as you can see, we have generated quite a bit of watts. And we're going to launch a Spudnik. God, this game is goofy. I love it. The first potato satellite, 42 watts per second. Bam! Already it's half of our watt production. And there we go. It is trailing behind us. Wonderful. Look at that. Let's launch some more potatoes. Boom. 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 Launched 3 of those headed down. Let's get this. Potato power... Actually, let's get the solar ambience. And then let's get the quality mash. Potato power gain times 3. Excellent. And those probe potatoes are making it down to the surface. Our Sputnik is still circling, which is excellent. And at this point, the clicking we're doing is not really adding that much to the equation. It is really not adding that much. Let's see. Let's take a look at how much everything is generating. So we're getting a third of our power from the Sputnik. We're getting a third from the probe potatoes. And yeah, these are not giving a lot. These are giving a decent amount. So let's get a couple more of these potatoes out. Yeah, these are good. We just upped their power generation. Let's pop out another couple of probe potatoes. And there we go. Let's get a potato. Some more solar panels. There we go. So we got some more probes. Ooh, we got some more stuff. That's much better. No idea what kind of potato we had before. Not even sure it was a potato, if I'm honest. Potato power gain times 3, though. So that was from choosing that potato upgrade. So we got our little upgrades going on here. And it looks like every single time we do one of those, it gives us this little blurb, which is very nice. Another probe potato. Launch it. God, I love this art style. It is so pretty. Like, you get the little, like, sploosh of pixels as you launch something, and they just sort of, like, float around. Like, it reminds me of, like, being a kid in, like, elementary school and, like, making up games to play on Microsoft Paint. Like, it reminds me of that. Did anyone else do that? That's what this reminds me of. We're now getting over half of our energy from the probe potatoes themselves, and we are getting 22% from the Spudnik that we launched. That can increase our probe potato power gain, which would be very nice, basically quadrupling our probe potato power, which would be insane. 100 watts per cycle, so every time we click this we would get 100 instead of 3. And then 1 watt per second from our solar panels, which would increase this by 0.7 watts per second, which would be a non-insignificant amount. But we now have enough for another Spudnik, so we're going to go ahead and launch one of those. Excellent. So now we have 2 Spudniks floating around, and we've got a bunch of probe-potatoes down on the planet, just littering it all over the place. And I think we are going to go ahead and launch one more probe-potato, give it a few clicks, and ooh, there's another thing over here. Large power gains if used effectively, +1 temp power gained per spark hit. Don't know what that means. I have no idea what that means. That's okay. While we were doing that, we got enough for another probe potato. How much do these give? These give 8 watts per second. These give 42 watts per second. Let's get another one of these. And let's just flush this out. So we get all those nice and done. We got our probe potato, another one, headed down towards the surface. Oh, I think the planet is like rotating. And like, yeah, look, like our different probe potatoes are coming into view as like the planet rotates. That's cool. I didn't realize that. So yeah, that's what happening. We're like we can like sort of look around a little bit. See, there's a ton of them on that other side where we just decided to drop a ton of probe potatoes. So that is really cool. I didn't realize that. They're just sort of like gathering around, and this, now that we have like these probe potatoes down, we can see that the planet is actually turning beneath us. And if I'm not mistaken, this looks very much like Mars. There's rust on the solar panels. It's a red ball. Oh, that it's very pretty now that we have like these little markers so we can see the rotation. That is very cool. It gives it like a little globe looking effect. That is so nice. Okay, I think I'm going to let this tick up a little longer. Ooh, look at that. We just bought the panel cleaner. The panels are now looking dashing, double the efficiency. And also over here, now instead of just being single pixels flying across, these are now rays, which is very interesting. I don't know what the spark hit thing is. Is that this? Are these the sparks? I don't want to get that yet. Could wait for whatever this is, but I think before that we're going to do one last round of buying more things. Let's make the potatoes. Do we want to make them 4 times more powerful? I think we do. Okay, so we're at 397 per second. Now we're at 805 per second. Okay, that was very nice. And yeah, let's launch another probe potato. And another one. And a third one. And some potatoes and some solar panels. Alright. Let us go ahead and get that kinetogen sparkler. I have no idea what this does. So we're at 909. What happens if we get this? Nothing. Oh. Oh, it's like a... Oh, I see. Okay. Interesting. So, like, it makes us increase slightly the, it's like an inertia thing. So it like slightly increases our total output by clicking. So it makes clicking more efficient because we're increasing the output of our thing that's actually giving us a lot of stuff. So this is making, just by clicking, we're making our regular generation per second a whole third better. So that is just insanely good. So that is very nice. Excellent. We now have enough to get the potato plant. Harvesters power from the surface, 230 watts per second once landed. Okay. Yeah, let's get one of these. Oh, I see. I could have just read this over here. With the kinetogen sparkle fire, every time you press the kinetogen, it will soak up the excess sparks from our solar panels on the kinetogen screen. Every spark will give us a 1% power gain boost for a second or so. Yay! Wonderful. That is very pretty. Okay, let's get this potato plant down. Oh, it's big. just pop that out. It's only a quarter of our usage for all of that money. So it perhaps wasn't quite efficient to be buying that yet, but I wanted to get that out. So there it goes. It goes landing down onto the planet. It's landed successfully. Impact uncovered ancient stuff. We'll excavate the site with more power. Check the data area for progress. Okay. So we are analyzing. So this is slowly ticking up. I think it'll just take time to tick up. What is this? That looks really weird. Okay. But yes, this is just slowly ticking up over time. Let's get some more Spudniks out there. And we can get another one and even more. Just get a bunch of Spudniks out there. I don't want to launch them too close to one another because I'm afraid they'll like crash into each other. But that's alright. It doesn't look like they are, so we're just going to get a bunch of them out. Another pro-potato. Another regular potato. Get a couple more solar panels. More pro-potatoes. Solar panels. Click a couple times. Yeah, and see, so now that we bought more solar panels, this has gone up from a third to now 41% or so. So the more of those solar panels we have, it makes solar panels a lot better if you're going to sit here and click, because it allows you to get an enormous percentage of your clicks per second. Well, of your regular like watts per second. It's now giving us half again as much from clicking. Now the solar panels are offline because we're behind the planet, so they're only giving us half power. So that drops down from 21%, or from 41% down to only about 20%. But once we get back into the sunlight, which we'll see here in a second, you'll see that 1.21 jump up to 1.41 because now we're back in the sun. So excellent, that makes that very good. Okay, let's wait until we see what happens with this up here. Excellent. Alright, we are up past 95%, 96, 97. We are trickling up there very quickly, and I think something is going to happen once we get to 100. And I think that is going to be the last thing that happens in this video. So let's see what occurs. And 100. Inhabitants all dead. Comparing the data to what little info we have on file, it looks like we're on our home planet, Terra. Which can't be right, as it's meant to not be dead. If that's correct, it must be the year 2359. I've updated our date records. Whew. Develop landing technology. I want to get a closer look at this thing. I've added it to the idea lister. Okay, so this is Earth, and something has gone terribly wrong. Okay. Prepare escape pod for a harsh landing. Ship will remain in orbit, producing things. Okay, so it's going to take 6,000 watts in order to be able to land this thing and get the next thing going in this quest to figure out what is going on Earth. And you see over here, we've updated our orbiting mass to Earth. The atmosphere is still thick, and all of the inhabitants are dead. So wonderful. Let's launch a couple more Spudniks. Alright. Yeah. Well, this is very intense. There we see all these things headed down to the planet. Got a bunch of Spudniks in orbit, and pro-potato headed down. And you can see these like potato plants. They're like much bigger, so you can see them sort of landed there on the planet, which is very cool. So yeah, guys, I think that is going to be it for this video. It is going to tick up, and we will see what happens once we get to 6,000 watts and land on the planet. But thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you all guys all later. Thank you.